ஹாய் ஜி கேக்குதா? ஹாய், குட் மார்னிங் எவ்ரி ஒன். எவ்வளோ பேர் இருக்காங்க? 2 1 3. ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா, வெயிட் பண்ணலாமா? த்ரீ ஹண்ட்ரடா? Hi, good morning everyone. Already it is 10:35. We can't wait no more. Yes, this is Raghupathi. They have already told you. I have cleared this year's civil service exam. My rank is 392. I have been working in Shankar for past 1 year, nearly 1 year. To tell you about myself, I have given 4 consecutive interviews: 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. And 2019, I have cleared. This year I have cleared my exam. So, whatever doubt you do have, you can ask me. Unfortunately, this is not going to be interactive session. If you people are sitting here, it is very easy for us to take the entire session as question and answer. But unfortunately, it is practically impossible to connect 225 people to ask questions. So, for first 1 hour or first half of this session, we can keep it in this way. I will tell you about my experiences, and then next half of the session you can ask question, we can discuss from there. Because first half of the session, we will discuss some general points or general areas related to your preparation, whether how to read newspaper, whether what is the importance of CSAT, or what you have to focus here, what is the actual competition in the exam, whether your first generation, whether it is your regional language, or how long it will take for an individual to clear this exam, or how much you have to prepare, what is the depth, boundaries, all those kind of things we will discuss in the first half. And from there on, in second half, you ask whatever the doubt you have. Clear? After first half of the session, I will give you 5 minutes break. You prepare your question, and then we can discuss second half. The session will be up to 1 o'clock. First half, I will try to complete it by 11:30, 12 o'clock. From 12 to 1, we will be having question and answer discussion session. Clear? Fortunately, there are 255 people. Yes. And one more thing, this first half of this session, 1 hour to 1.5 hours might be, it may take. It is really going to be important for you. I can give you assurance that this is very, very important 1 hour in your entire preparation. Because clearly understand, I haven't cleared my first prelims, which means I have spent 2 years in into clearing my first prelims itself. So I know how much it is difficult to clear your first prelims, and then I have consequently cleared 4 prelims and 4 mains. So I know what you should do to clear your prelims and what you should not do to clear your prelims. And from prelims, now we will talk about prelims. Like when you are entering into mains, we will be discussing about mains phase, and when you are going to interview, definitely I will be coming and we will be discussing about what you have to do to clear your interviews. And mains, as usual, I will be coming and I will be, fortunately, will be taking class, I hope. So first, very basic, we will start. This 1 year we do have August to July, nearly some 10 to 11 months we do have. What you have to do for first in this 11 month? Clearly understand this. We'll going to start preparing prelims. Only 3 months is enough to prepare your prelims exam. Only 3 months is enough to clear your prelims exam. Then what you are going to do for next 8 months? This is not some university exam. Probably you all might be freshers. This is not university exam. In university exam, they will be giving you a book. From the book, university will be asking question, and from the book, whatever they do ask, whatever you read, you will simply going to paste it there, and you will getting some A grade or S grade, whatever, depending upon the university, you will be writing your exam. But keep it in this mind, UPSC is not university. UPSC is not going to ask the question directly from the book, but they will ask question in the book in different way. And clearly understand, they do have given syllabus, but the syllabus is only in directive nature. UPSC has very famous idiom that they can ask anything under the sky. So we have to understand its depth and boundaries of UPSC. We have to understand the syllabus. Once if you understand the syllabus and if you understand the boundary of UPSC, then only you can start prepare. Then you will be reading some conventional books, and UPSC will be asking question not from the information. From the book you will be attained some knowledge. Clearly understand that they are not going to ask pure information. There will be some exception, leave that alone. And even in that information based, fact based question, there will be some things which we will be discussing later. Knowledge, and that knowledge you are going to convert it into a skill in your exam hall. So based on information, it will giving you some knowledge. From the knowledge you have to convert it into skilling, that only come through your pure thinking capacity. So entire UPSC preparation, whether it's prelims, whether it's mains, whether in the interview, the only focus is that individual who can think, who can go for critical analysis, who can clear the exam. People who relies on entirely on books, this is not an exam for those kind of people. And please don't ever feel worried that you don't have the capacity to think, because people are always two types. One, nature based, the second one is nurture. Some might be naturally endowed to think, but some may not be endowed to think naturally. So you can nurture your thinking capacity. That is a very basic expectation of UPSC. If you think, you can clear the exam. So what you have to do to achieve such kind of capacity, to sharpen your acumen? First 2 months, for some 2 months, for some it up to 3 months. First 2 to 3 months, don't read anything. Don't be shocked. No one would say you that don't read, but I'm saying that don't try to read any conventional subject. Just simply attend the class, see what is happening in the class. Now can you hear me? Yes, is this fine? Yes. First 2 to 3 months, clearly understand. Don't take book, don't take Lakshmikant book. I always used to say this. Don't sit with Lakshmikant first chapter, historical background. Even if you read for 20 times, you can't understand. So don't take a book as like universities. Don't be a precautious. Start from first page to last page. I'm going to complete entire syllabus, and after completing a book, I'm ready for UPSC. Don't ever have such kind of mindset as well as attitude. Exam is altogether different game. So first 2 to 3 months, for some it will take 2 months, for some it will take 3 months. I will tell you how. First 2 months, observe the class, where they are focusing, what are all the questions they are asking, how far they are in confirm with syllabus, how the question they are asking different from the university type of questions, how UPSC asks questions from the topics which we have studied. For example, if you are attending history, modern India or ancient India, how UPSC asks questions from ancient India. Compare. Don't sit and write. Read. So first observe, and then compare it with the class as well as UPSC's question. Then analyze your syllabus. So make up your mind what is the boundary and depth of UPSC exam. If you are able to understand this first 2 to 3 months, your preparation would become very, very easy. Last 3 months, I told you, right? For prelims. If you are doing this work here properly, then this 3 months is more than enough for you to clear prelims. But if you are not doing what I'm saying in these 3 months, then even if you are sitting for 3 to 4 years, you can't even clear your prelims itself. So first, understanding the nature of exam. Why understanding the nature of exam? Like you might watch some movies or some historical series, you can say, while going to war, first they will study the terrain, they will study the geography. Why? Because understanding the terrain, understanding the geography is first step in winning the war. So if you understand the terrain, then you can employ the strategy accordingly, so you can clear the exam. Clearly understand. Don't ever try to fall prey for some toppers. They will come and they will give you some strategy. You have to study for 8 hours, you have to study for 14 hours, like that, and you have to study this in this month, this in this month, this in this month. No, not all fingers are same. No uniform strategy is applicable for everyone. If that so, then each and everyone will be preparing the same way and everyone will be clearing the exam, right? And I can read a chapter in 8 hours, but some may take 10 hours, some may take 14 hours. How can I derive a uniform strategy for everyone? So don't ever try to employ a strategy which others employed, and don't ever try to follow blindly. That is the reason I'm telling you to observe these 2 to 3 months. Understand. Once you understand, then you employ your own strategy. This is the depth of exam. This is the boundary. These are all the areas which I have to cover. Once you understand that, then you will be devising your own strategy. Then that will be very much helpful for you in clearing your exam, rather than blindly following someone's strategy they have already given. That strategy is useful for them. That, like, they or she or he might be fast learner or slow learner. Accordingly, they have devised the strategy, but you definitely not. So don't ever try to fall prey for uniform strategy. And I told you, you have to observe the classes, syllabus of subject, because getting into know of UPSC. Meanwhile, attending classes, analyzing, one important thing you have to do, because these 3 months is base for everything, your prelims, mains, interview, whatever your communication, your entire preparation, even your entire character. These 3 months, your attitude, aptitude, everything is going to be changed in this first 3 months. So these 3 months, invest in you, invest in your preparation, because some might be having some material, what it takes to become a civil servant. Some may not have. There is nothing wrong. But if you are spending on those 3 months, you are cultivating that essential traits in yourself, whether it can be language, whether it can be writing, whether it can be understanding the nature of exam, as I told you before. All these things you can done in this first 3 months. I'm telling you, don't take any books, particularly textbooks, and sit and blindly read it. Just observe the class, what they are doing, what they are saying. What is the, I told you, right? What is the battlefield we are going to face? What kind of battle it is? Whether it involves cannons, whether it involves guns, whether it involves spear. And prepare your weapon accordingly. In a battle of spears, In battle of gun, no need, no use of having space in hand, right? So prepare accordingly. First. Second, entire UPSC is newspaper. Clearly understand this. The book they are giving history, geography, polity, economy, ethics, whatever. Entire UPSC is nothing but newspaper. Everything they will be asked from newspaper. People might be always getting confused. This is conventional, this is current affairs. They divided subjects into these two areas, but it was divided by us, not the UPSC. For example, last year I usually used to tell this story. Last year UPSC asked 13 questions from polity, but 9 questions directly from current affairs. That news belongs to polity, which appeared in current affairs, so UPSC asked. But we classified it into polity. We classified it into conventional area. So don't ever get misguided in this way. Whatever UPSC asks, like pure current affairs, that might be some 40 questions. Around, definitely there will be more than 40 questions. And whatever the questions, whether it is polity, whether it is environment, whether it is economy, another 30 questions. 40 plus 30 directly from newspaper. There will be no doubt at all. So how much effort you are going to put into newspaper, that will decide your preparation. And if without, don't ever dream of clearing UPSC without preparing newspaper. First, prepare newspaper, read newspaper properly. I think you might know about the difference between polity and politics, right? Yes, definitely we should know what is the difference between polity and politics. Politics is not about area of study, but polity is. The speaker belongs to certain party, does something. Which party he belong, that doesn't matter for us. But what action he did, how it impacts India's constitution. He might be disqualified some MLAs. Happened in Karnataka. That anti-defection is important for your exam. So whatever the action they are taking, whether it impacts directly or indirectly of Indian polity, Indian constitution, that is important for your exam, not the politics. So clearly understand, don't ever read, which means don't ever read the news types which is appearing in Dinat in the newspaper. All the scams, all the pulps, all the murders, all the crimes, all the rapes, all the victims, all the suicides, don't, all the political dynamics, don't ever read this kind of news from your newspaper. That's the reason when you are taking a newspaper, open the first page, see the headline, and then directly come to center page. Editorial makes everything. And in editorial, what you have to read? Issues directly concerning with economy, issues directly concerning with environment, issues directly concerning with IR. First economy, second environment, third international relations, fourth polity. Focus only on these areas initially. All other areas you will come to know if that is important for your exam or not later. First, you should inculcate your skill to read newspaper and understand newspaper properly. When you read newspaper properly, and if you're able to understand newspaper correctly, and if you're able to make notes from newspaper correctly, 50% of your preparation is over. Clearly understand this. Flow, fluency, understanding, making notes as per the syllabus. If you have achieved this skill, your 50% of syllabus is over. In the sense, your entire UPSC preparation is over. Don't ever try to underestimate the importance of newspaper, because some may come, newspaper is not important. Some may say magazines are more than enough rather than reading newspaper. If someone says like that, please ever don't give your ear to those kind of people, because newspaper decides everything. Newspaper is, you basically understand this, 50% of your preparation is over here. And second, once you master in these areas, then when you're reading a editorial, you could able to understand how they can ask question from this editorial in prelims, how they can ask question from mains in this editorial. Clearly understand this, how UPSC might ask question in prelims from this piece of news, how UPSC can ask question from this piece of news in mains. If you are able to understand these two important aspects of your exam, your another 25% of preparation is over. Clear? And then remaining 25%, clearly understand, meager 25% constitute to your conventional. That is the reason I'm telling you, don't, for first 2 to 3 months, don't focusing on conventional without understanding anything about the exam. Just read newspaper, see the syllabus, see the previous question paper, and you can understand some pattern. This is the news, how it linked to syllabus. From this news, how UPSC asks question in prelims as well as in mains. If you are able to understand this, your preparation is over and you can clear your exam. And one more thing, it sounds very, very easy, but it is not like that. It is actually difficult, because this is your aspect of preparation. Clearly understand, I have seen people, there were in 5 to 6 attempts in UPSC, and up to those 6 years, they couldn't be able to read the newspaper and they have left the field. So don't ever try to underestimate newspaper. First, second, why newspaper is important? Apart from this, prelims, level of question they are asking. Clearly understand, English is always matter. If you're born in India, definitely you should know English. I'm not talking about superficial accent or superficially you have to speak English. Bare minimum level of English to have communication. Second, you should be having sound English hold in reading. Third, average writing. Clearly understand, you should read really, really good. You should have English knowledge to read really, really good, and you should be able to write average. That is enough for UPSC. Third, bare minimum communication. Clearly understand this, bare minimum, because UPSC is not looking for a person to take classes in English. Clear? They are not looking for people for English professors. So you should be able to communicate bare minimum. If I'm going to sitting in an interview, if they're asking a question, I could be able to reply to them. So this is the basic expectation of UPSC. Why I'm telling reading is important? You should have good hold over reading. Why? You see, even if you're reading, writing exam in any language, that doesn't matter, because you can write it in English whatsoever. But you see prelims question paper, we do have only two languages. One is Hindi, another one is English. I think most of you from southern India, we have not so good knowledge in Hindi. Some of us, we do not know even a single alphabet in Hindi. So we have left with only English. So we have no other choice. You should be well versed in English, because clearly understand, not only last year, past few years, you can clear, you might be heard of some seniors, they might be getting 120 in first paper, 122 in first paper, 112 in first paper, but they failed in second paper, CSAT. Why? What could be the reason? Yes, CSAT, you can see, they are dividing CSAT into three areas. One is aptitude, simple maths. Clearly understand, this aptitude is not like CAT. Very, very easy aptitude. They will be asking some 25 to 30 questions. Without preparing any, you can attempt 50% of question easy, because that will be like puzzle, percentage, average. Those kind of question, you need not to prepare anything. You can see the question and you can directly solve it. So remaining 50% you are attempting or not attempting, it doesn't matter for UPSC because passing is only 33%. Second type of question, logical reasoning. Many of you might be prepared in your campus interview. You might know what is logical reasoning, circular arrangement, seating arrangement, or otherwise like a person traveling in train is in this profession is from this region. So we have to arrange them in which person belongs to which profession in which region. So there will be some 3 to 4 areas, 4 variables which we have to arrange accordingly. These kind of questions they will be asking in logical reasoning. Here it doesn't require any kind of preparation, strong preparation from you, leave it. But third here, reading comprehension. This is key in entire UPSC. This is where English comes in place, because like some 30 to 35 questions from reading comprehension only. And don't ever think that by only attempting these 2 areas you can clear your exam, because even these 2 areas question will be in English. You should be able to understand in English. And one more thing, only from these 2 areas you can't attempt all the questions UPSC asks. You have to attempt at least 15 questions from reading comprehension. We will understand these kind of things later. I'm telling you what is importance of newspaper. Here reading comprehension, they will be asking in English that that level of difficulty. That level of difficulty, if you see in Hindu newspaper, central page, this is left side, this is right side. Left side, you will be having 2 columns here. This is main editorial side, leave it, leave this. These 2 side, here you will be having 2 columns, first column, second column. The difficulty of reading comprehension is that your ability to read these 2 columns of Hindu newspaper. If you are able to read left side of the 2 newses in Hindu newspaper, then you have prepared for reading comprehension. So that is the basic expectation of UPSC. That is our responsibility for us to prepare at least to that level. So don't ever try to underestimate newspaper. Even your NTS said. One more thing, I don't focusing on aptitude. Like I don't like how time travels, or what the speed of streams, what is the permutation computation probability, or work and time and work. Those kind of things always allergy for me, or I don't prefer answering these kind of questions. Like I told you, right, 50% average percentage, those kind of questions. And reading comprehension is my strong suit. So I have only focusing on reading comprehension and logical reasoning, only because the idea I do have on newspaper. So if you're reading newspaper, you need not to put your more time. You need not to dedicate more time to prepare for CSAT. So that is the reason you should be focusing on your newspaper. So that is very, very important. And the other thing which we wanted to speak are clear. Yes. First 3 months newspaper, understanding UPSC nature, syllabus, question paper pattern and nature. First 3 months you should do this, and next, this is last 3 months. Meanwhile, you will be having some 4 to 5 months here. Clearly understand, people, if you want to clear in your first 2 attempts, I'm not saying like you can clear in first attempt itself, because it is practically not in our hand. Otherwise, I could have cleared in my first interview itself. So it is not in our hand. First 1 or 2 attempts definitely. 4 to 5 months, you should entirely focusing on your mains. People generally tend to miss this. And one more thing, if you are preparing your mains here, last 3 months prelims would become so much easier, because you have prepared mains itself. So prelims would be really, really easier, because mains, while preparing mains itself, we will be having very, very essential analytical ability while dealing your question paper. Because if you are writing mains answer, we have to think you will always be in the mode of thinking. So your thinking ability will be helping for you to understand and attempt prelims question paper. And one more thing, if you are covering main syllabus, automatically some aspect of main syllabus covering prelim syllabus also. So once you are preparing for mains, you covering mains mean prelim syllabus as well as the ability of thinking what it takes to clear UPSC prelims you will be having. So that is the reason you have to focus on mains here. Here you can do it in two ways. Some you can join, no need to join test batch and all, just go with your class mains test and main syllabus, write your previous year question paper, and more importantly optional. Don't ever try to fall back on your optional paper, because if you are getting 300 in optional, no force on the earth can stop you from getting into rank list. So your target should be of optional getting 300 mark. If you are preparing your optional during this time, then after your prelims you will be having only 3 months. So during those 3 months, writing your optional and reading your optional test would be only a revision or repeat mode. So it will be really helpful for you. Clear? So here you should be focusing on writing. I mean, in class itself they will be conducting mains test. So focusing on writing those tests properly. Don't ever try to take it easily. So GS mains test as well as optional test, and daily try to write some 5 to, I mean 5 is very optimistic, some 3 to 4 questions mains question. So keep this for some 4 to 5 months. I mean here it may take 1 month extra, here some may take 1 month less. Apart from this last 3 months, divide this time according as per your convenience. For example, reading newspaper, for some it will take 3 months, for some it will take 4 months. It doesn't matter. Even if it takes 4 months, clearly understand this, even if it takes 4 months, please spend time there. Because when you are becoming master in newspaper, your entire UPSC preparation would become so much easier. Where you will be having the material, because newspaper will be like you started to preparing for exam. For example, I always used to say this example, when you're going for campus interview, first round you all will be having aptitude. Have you ever wondered, whatever the exam, whatever the area, whether you are going for IT, you are going for mechanical, whether you are going for triple even for arts, first round they will be conducting aptitude. Have you ever wondered whether you are going to work in aptitude? No. Through your aptitude test, they will analyze, they will judge whether that particular person has the metal to think, whether he has the material. If I'm giving training to him or she, they can adapt to the training and they can excel in the field. So that is the reason for conducting aptitude in first round. You apply the same logic in UPSC. What they might be expecting from you, right? They will be expecting certain things from you. That certain things you can get only from newspaper, because clearly understand, whatever you do, your basic expectation to work toward the society. I mean, ideally I'm speaking, because most of you, I mean, I'm not saying it is wrong, most of you preparing for civil service because we do not have job. That is really well and good. Even if you do not have job there, if you're coming for civil service, you are getting into job here, your main objective, your main role in civil service is that working toward the social and economic development of the vulnerable people. So how can you understand what is happening in the country and what are all the section people you are going to work, what is the gap which should be filled here? That you can only get through newspaper. That is the reason UPSC whatever ask, they are directly linking to, like clearly you see Lakshman's book, there will be some 1200 page. They are going to ask 10 questions from Lakshman, ideally I'm speaking, hypothetically. Why they should ask that one particular question, that particular statement? They should be having some reason, right? Clearly understand. Out of 1000 page, they are going to ask only 10 pages. Then why, how they are choosing those 10 page? If they are asking something, they should be having some reason to ask it. So they are deriving the reason from the current happening, that that person who is preparing for civil service, whether he has the basic common knowledge of what is happening in his country, in her surrounding. That is the reason they are asking questions in such a way. That is the reason you have to read newspaper. That is the reason I'm telling you, at least spend, even it takes 3 months, even it takes 4 months, don't ever try to miss your newspaper. And one more thing, if you are not sure whether you are reading newspaper thoroughly or not, then see institution video. I mean, don't do it daily because it will take more time. For first 3 to 4 months, like, you will be having some sense of satisfaction. If you are reading a newspaper and you are seeing an institution video of current affairs video they are putting, both are matching, then you will be having some sense of euphoria. So once you are achieving that sense, definitely you are traveling the right path. Clear? And 4 months you have to prepare for your mains. And once these two things are done successfully, you are at the verge of clearing your exam. Then last 3 months, clearly understand, here only 2 months actually. For some, many of my friends have cleared their prelims only 2 months, but they did not clear mains because they haven't put their effort here to prepare mains. Clearly understand, they prepared last 2 months for prelims and they cleared prelims, but they could not clear mains because they haven't prepared mains in this 4 to 5 months. Yes. And if you are preparing this entire month of, entire 1 year for prelims, and don't ever think that, I'm not saying it is impossible, but it's very, very difficult to clear mains in first 3 months. 3 months, the time gap we are having between prelims and mains. And one more thing, if your result is on in dilemma whether you will be clearing or you will be not clearing, then waiting until result, then it will take 1 month, then 2 months you have to prepare for your mains. I'm not saying it is not possible, but it is very, very difficult because first mains I have cleared. I haven't opened my entire mains. I prepare for only prelims, and after I'm getting prelims, I prepare for my mains. But I got very low marks. I didn't get my service. So don't ever try to entangle in those kind of situations. So prepare mains here. This 3 months is more clearly understand, more than enough to clear your prelims. Clear? Here you will be starting preparing your prelims. Here I will be taking another class. Clearly understand, I will be taking a class here how to prepare your prelims. Here I will be telling how to prepare your prelims in last 3 months. Otherwise, if you have good senior, most importantly, the person who appeared last year prelims test batch or last year prelims classes, you can ask them. They will tell you my ideas and views and get it from them if you think it is okay and it is suitable for you. Clear? And definitely I will be taking a class here. Don't worry, last 3 months I will tell you what you have to do in last 3 months to clear your prelims. So there you focus on prelims. That is more than enough. So don't try to add pressure. First 4 months, be very calm, very subtle. See what is happening, what is observing. For example, if you are playing a match, I'm sorry, I don't know football or some other game, cricket. Before starting into a game, only we know what players are doing, but to help players, each and every team, there will be analyst, there will be statistician, there will be coach. They will be saying how the match is going, what is the weakness and strength of opposite team. First, they will analyze everything. From the analysis, they will go for strategy. That strategy will be implemented by the players. Here, you are the everyone. You are the master strategy. You are the opposition also, because you can't compete with UPSC here, because UPSC is the institution, not the person. Third, you are the player. So sit and observe calmly and do everything in this 4 months. First, spend this 3 months, not for 4 months. Clearly understand, the variable might be different from different person. For some, it will be 2 months. For some, it will be 3 months. For some, it will be 4 months. For example, people belongs to regional language. To equip themselves with English, it will take 1 month extra. Be happy, you are spending time to strengthen your English, and once you are getting hold of English, then everything will be so much easier. If you are writing your exam even in regional language, clearly understand, if you are born in India, you should learn English, otherwise your life would be doomed. Clear? Because here everything is English, the entire economy is running on English. So if you don't know English, then definitely it will be difficult. And then this is about your entire 1 year of preparation and you're reading newspaper, and we have discussed something about CSAT also. And if you're reading newspaper, no need to prepare for your CSAT separately. That you will be learning over the period of time. In this 3 months you will understand. And one more thing, if you want, I told you right, CSAT is not like CAT exam. They will not go for hard hitting maths to test you. Like here it is very simple, like puzzle. Even seeing the option for reading the question and seeing option for 30 seconds, you can get the answer. Or reading the question twice or thrice, you can get the answer. If you want to understand the actual nature of UPSC CSAT, try to solve 2014 question paper without preparing anything. Like today, right? Solve it, like enjoy your work. Don't ever try to like I have to solve, I have to solve, I have to solve, or I have to read, I have to read, or I have to read. Don't have this kind of attitude. Enjoy solving the question paper. Just casually solve it, and you will understand what is the difficulty level of CSAT question paper, how UPSC asks question from that. Start solving 2014 question paper today and just understand. And over the period of time, twice a week or once in a month, solve next year question paper 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. How far UPSC has gradually increased the difficulty level they are asking in English. Clearly understand. Logical reasoning remains the same. Maths obviously remains the same. But the difficulty level of reading comprehension English is increasing over the period of time, because like it has become optional. So they wanted to eliminate people. Like ultimately UPSC exam is filtering people. So they will be trying to weed out the people who could not able to solve the English. That is the reason they are asking English from 33, some case 35 to 40 questions they are asking from English alone. It varies each and every year, but you can see last year I think they asked 33 questions from English. So solve this question paper, gradually solve each and every question paper and understand increasing UPSC's difficulty in reading comprehension and the importance you have to give one newspaper. So solving this question paper, you can understand the nature of CSAT exam UPSC has. Maths, very, very easy. 50%. Whatever question you do have, please you write it down. Second half of the session, definitely I will be solve all your doubts, because like I have to tell few things beforehand. Then based on that you form your doubt, and definitely I will try to address it. 50% of maths without preparing anything you can easily deal, and logical reasoning there is nothing to prepare. Seating arrangement, they will be giving 4 statement. If you are able to crack the key in 4 statement, you can easily get it. So that is the basic idea. And then one more thing, it is not about subject wise of your UPSC exam. Before that we have to discuss this. I will tell you the nature of exam, and this is very, very important, because related to subject anyone can talk. I am telling you this from this experience. For some it will take one attempt, and one more thing, you can't be 100% so that you can clear your exam in one attempt. Definitely UPSC requires 2 years of preparation. The person who clears in one attempt, their probability is very, very less than 2%. Keep it in this way. Even in that, some people who have prepared their exam during college days, or someone in their family might have prepared and clear their exam, and they will be guiding them all this year. So for them UPSC will become possible in one attempt. For rest, definitely it will take 2 attempts, and there are a lot of uncertainties surrounding UPSC exam. Prelims, you can see, it is not about like I'm reading the book, I can go and I can write whatever the question UPSC asks. Because if they are giving even 50 books, they are listing 50 books, and I'm going to ask question from these 50 books, you can come and you can write the exam. Even if they are saying that we can read the 50 book and we can go and we can write it and we can clear, but there is no book for UPSC exam. The books we are studying is to satisfy our ego, because we can say I have prepared myself, so I can go and I can write my exam. So we do not have dedicated books to prepare for our exam. So there are always a bit of uncertainty surrounding an UPSC exam. Those kind of things, while you are going for your prelims as well as mains and interview, I will be telling later. Just to mentally prepare you, I am telling these kind of things. So anything can happen. I'm telling you, anything can happen in UPSC exam. Ultimately, those 2 hours you're writing in prelims will decide everything. Anything can happen. Be mentally prepared. If you're failing in first attempt, from 1 to 2 you have to move, because don't ever try to stumble in first attempt itself, because we will take one attempt to entirely prepare, entirely see the process. For some it will take more than 2 years to understand what is happening in exam itself. So to overcome those kind of issues, I'm just telling you how UPSC is going to be. That is the reason I told you to observe 4 months. Then next statement, definitely you can prepare. Here, luck has some factor. Luck plays at least some 10 to 20%. So if it is 100% in your hand, you can say you can certainly can clear the exam. But even the fraction of percentage luck plays a role, then there are possibility 100% not in our hand. So be prepared and clearly understand luck always favor the person who has potential, who is deserving. If you're going in a room, 2,000 people, they're going to pick only 1,000 people. That might be luck, but you should be getting into the room. You should be deserving to getting into that room. So you should prepare yourself accordingly. And one more thing, you will be definitely facing family issues. That is very, very natural. And don't ever come and say, my dad does not support me, my mother my mother doesn't support me. Don't ever have this kind of school kid excuses. It is your responsibility of inspiring confidence of yourself on them. So you have to inspire your family's confidence that I can clear. Your track record up to college might be different. Like for example, I have prepared. I have been in this field for 5 months without any. 5 years without any job. Last year I was working here. Before that, I did not have any job. But my family had confidence in me, because up to my college, my track record was really, really good. So they believed in me, and they clearly knew that in any other field, if I'm going to software or any other field, definitely I can't survive. They knew that. I had only two choices. My family clearly knew. One, I can become a journalist, or I can prepare for civil service. Instead of journalist, they preferred me to prepare for civil service. So it is up to you to inspire the confidence on you in your family. So dedicate your time. Whenever there is a conflict arises in your family, sit and talk with them. With talk, you can solve anything. So don't come and crawling here that my family or my brother, my sister or my mother, they do not support me. It is your responsibility first to inspire confidence. But something, there are some exceptional worst cases which we can't do it. Those cases we can deal differently. But others, please try to inspire confidence and tell them who you are. Why you want to prepare civil service? Like you do not have job, you start to prepare for civil service. Really, really good. I'm not saying that is wrong, but if you are getting selected here, what is the kind of job you wanted to do here? So create an objective why you are preparing for civil service. That is really, really important. And other area which I not supposed to speak, but as a friendly advice, not advice, suggestion from my experiences. If you are having good relationship, really, really good. But in civil service here, fortunately you do not, fortunate or unfortunate, you are not in class. From here on, if you are developing a new relationship or entering into a new relationship, I'm not saying it is always worse, but there are good also. But the thing is, you will be doing so much of gimmicks and somersault to inspire or impress your fellow partner. So it will take so much of time. Even you did not pick up a phone, definitely it will create a lot of problems when you are in the new stage of relationship, in the evolving stage of relationship. You already had a relationship, it would have been matured here, they can be better understanding. But if you are starting newly, it might create problem. So rather than creating a relationship here, you clearly understand, you can go to Labasana. From there, you can get or you can entering into relationship. Second, don't ever stalk. Don't ever pester others to phone or message or ask number. If you are being friend, you are having everything, that is really, really good. I'm not saying you should not enter, but be careful in entering relationship. But don't ever stalk anyone. Don't ever pester others to get their mobile number. Your friend, you are good, you are enjoying, you are reading, whatever you are doing, that is really, really good. But don't ever try to sabotage others career. Don't ever try to sabotage others future. Clear? I'm not against relationship, clearly understand. If you're in mature stage of relationship, it will really, really smooth for your preparation. But entering into new relationship, and don't say dialects like in Tamil cinema, love can come when the boom happens. Like, that kind of things are good in cinema, but in real life, it will very, very detrimental for your career. And apart from that, competition, yes, that is very, very important aspect which we have to talk. Each and every year 5 lakh people are sitting and writing along with you. But if you realistically speaking, 5 lakh mean, clearly understand this. 500 out of 1. So now 250, I mean this batch I think you will be having 500 people. I'm not sure 300 or 500. So only from this batch only one person will be clearing your exam. If you're going from these statistics roughly, but it is not the actual competition from 4,000 to 50,000 people only. So here out of these 250 sitting in class, only some 10 people, 8 to 10 people can clear in this exam. How this 5 lakh has been reduced to 40 to 50,000? That is very, very important. Clearly understand. Out of this, like weed out people for so many reasons. They have only started to prepare that they do not have job. I'm not saying that is bad, but if they are getting any other job, they will leave the field first. Leave all those people. Second, they can't be here in this field more than 1 month. I mean 1 year. If they are giving first attempt, if they did not clear, they will leave the field. They wouldn't be serious in their life for nothing. Leave those kind of people. Third, don't mistake me, but some people might be preparing for civil service to postpone their marriage. Those people, they may not be seriously preparing for their exam, so leave those people also. Fourth people, they wouldn't be serious. They will be coming and they will be nothing serious about this exam. And fifth category, they will never clearly understand. They will never ever try to understand what is UPSC exam, what is the depth, what is the boundary, or what is the skill one should inculcate to take to become a civil servant. So if we weed out these 5 to 6 category of people, definitely there is a competition between 40,000 to 50,000. Here, per year, 15,000 people might be getting selected. So literally 3 is to 1. Yes, exactly. Out of 3, I mean 1 out of 3 people will be clearing your exam. You check whether you are that 1 among 3%. Because if you are serious, I mean not serious, if you are sincere and genuine about your preparation, you are sincere and genuine about your preparation, you are 100% solemnly preparing for your exam. Even not this year, next year you will be clearing your exam. You will always be clearly understand. 2016, 2017, 2018 up to 2019, clearly understand. I had come across some 30 good friends. All these 4 years I had in my entire interview preparation. Out of this 30, 26 people got service. Only 4 people who did not get service. Even those 4 people, they will be getting service in next year. So if you are genuine, if you are honest, definitely you will be clearing your exam. So don't ever worry about that. But the thing is, you are being sincere, you are traveling in correct path. Once in 3 months, you go and do a critical introspection. Check whether I have improved myself as compared to 3 years back. You should be always better than your previous self. Don't ever forget that. You should be always better than your previous self. Clearly understand. While starting your preparation, you're starting at zero. Don't ever worry. Everyone starts something at some point at zero. But after 3 months, it should be here. After it should be here. After it should go in this way. If you're stagnating here, even after spending 1 year, 2 year, 3 months, 4 months, then that is a problem. Each and every day, each and every month, you should be putting effort to improve yourself. Clearly understand, improve yourself. Those people only a true competitor in civil service exam. All these things are really, really easy to listen, but implementing in real life would become very, very difficult. That is the reason out of 5 lakh, only 10%, 50,000 people. I mean, optimistically speaking, those 50,000 people, from 50,000, only 15,000 people are clearing in prelims. Clear? So you see whether you are one among those 50,000 people first. Then whether you are getting into 15,000 or not, we will be discussing once you start to prepare for prelims, which means July you do have exam, right? June, May, April. You start to prepare April, May, June. You start to prepare your prelims from April itself. You can clear your exam. Clearly understand this. And if someone is not sure, you can start from March. But don't ever jumping into bandwagon and start to prepare for prelims from now onwards. Wait for some time, 2 months or 3 months or 4 months for some, and for 3 months or 4 months prepare. I mean, the time period might vary from different people because some might be fast learner, some might be slow learner, some have to learn English. So everything put into all this calculation, time period 1 month or 2 months, it will be different for each and every person. For prelims, last 3 months, or for some it is 4th month. From March or April, I will be coming and definitely I will be telling you how to prepare your prelims. And even I'm not, I mean, I'm saying, or otherwise you can ask your seniors, definitely they will be tell you all these kind of things which we have discussed in classes last 1 year entirely. And a very important thing, you are in the beginning stage of your preparation, so I will tell you this. For some, after reading 2 hours, you might be felt fatigued, you might be disinterested, you don't know what to do, you simply staring the book, you may not know what to do. Those kind of people clearly understand. If you do not have interest and curiosity, clearly understand. If you do not have, you might have talent, you might have commitment, you might be having determination, or you might be having fortitude. Whatever the objective you want, you can add. But you do not have curiosity and interest, you can't withstand in civil service exam. Clear? You should have the attitude of exploration. You are in unknown field, you should be prepared yourself for exploration. And if you are very, very serious in preparation, this is very natural. For some, they could not study for after some time, those kind of things. In your entire life, think we are doing some action and think about its consequences, whether that consequences will be helping you to meet your ambition in your life. If yes, do. Otherwise, don't do such kind of things. I think time is 11:34. Take 6 minutes break. We will meet at 11:40, and please do write your doubts. Do write your doubts and ask whatever doubt you do have. Please, you all are sitting in your home. Ask doubts. I mean, meet exactly at 11:40. Don't make others to wait for your delay. Sharply at 11:40, you will start the class. Clear? So whatever doubt you have, you do write it. Yes, welcome back. Actually, in online subject, like taking subject itself will never will not be difficult as like this. I don't have any content, but I'm talking my experiences without invoking reaction from you and without listening to your queries and your doubts. This is like I know how the class is being very dry. Like my
Good
class.
morning, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, good
Can you
morning.
hear me?
Yes. Yes. Loud and clear.
First of all, congratulations to you for your success.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, actually, I am having issue means three specific issues I am facing. Means what I understand from your briefing is that means you have divided the entire 1 year of preparation into three slots, right, sir?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's in the middle. In the middle, it is having 4 to 5 months,
Yes.
which is for men's preparation.
Yes.
And in that, what I understand is means optional plus newspaper reading is mandatory. Means
Yes. Newspaper always mandatory and optional. Focusing on optional and getting 300 is very very vital for you to get the service which you wanted. Otherwise, you will be allocated in last in the rank. Then once again you have to sit and you have to write your exam. Really, really correct.
uh, yes, sir. Sir, actually means now I want to understand from you. Suppose I am reading 10 hours daily, and now
Sorry, sorry, come
is
again.
it wise to allocate means? Suppose I am reading 10 hours daily, sir, in my preparation. Now I am talking about this middle phase, the mains phase of 4 to 5 months, right?
Yes, yes.
So, is it wise? Yeah. Is it wise to divide these 10 hours means optionals maybe 4 to 5 hours and newspaper that means rest of the time?
Yes, really, really good. You have like you are very first person and invoked very, very, and I'm really appreciating doubt. Clearly understand this. Optional, you will be studying for 4 to 5 hours, and clearly understand one more thing. This is another important. Not all fingers are same. Some might read everything simultaneously. Some is really good in multitasking. Some, if you give a task, they can do it perfectly. Right? Some, if you read 4 to 5 hours optional, some 3 to 4 hours GS and newspaper after your first 2 or 3 or 4 months first phase, you could be able to complete your newspaper in 2 hours. So 2 hours is mandatory for your newspaper. Once after this first phase of honeymoon period, your newspaper read would become just 2 hours. If you understand what is important in your news. For example, if you're reading your editorial, only 5 lines are important for your exam. Just 5 lines. Optimistically, in some cases, 4 lines. In some cases, nothing will be there. Only for those 5 lines, you will be reading entire 6 column of your editorial. Clear? Half the page you are reading just to get 5 lines. So newspaper after first phase it will reduce only to 2 hours, and rest you can read optional. And one more thing, if you don't have class, read GS. If you will be having classes, GS you will be having classes. So GS will be covered in class. If there is no class, read GS. And some 4 to 5 hours, read optional. And one more thing, clearly understand how many hours you are reading per day. It's entirely up to an individual. And on average, 9 to 10 hours is advisable. Fast readers clearly understand. Fast reader you can choose some 9 to 10 hours. Some might be slow. You can take some 12 to 13 hours. And one more thing, don't ever get inferiority complex. Here the law of average applies clearly. If you're average learner, average marks scoring, and average in everything, definitely you will clear your exam. Clearly understand this. So if you're slow learner, put some 1 hour 2 hours extra so you can meet others. So the race will be fair and square. Clear? Next.
Okay, sir. My next question is that means is it the correct strategy to refer to a newspaper issue? Suppose anti-defection is discussed today in the newspaper, And yeah, I don't know much about anti-defection. So now, is it the correct strategy to refer to that relevant portion, Lakshmikant, about that? Means, is it a correct strategy? Means,
Yeah, this is really,
I
really
need to
good.
know that. Means,
Yes. Actually, we have invoked another important question. Clearly understand. If there was not even anti-defection, not only anti-defection, if there was a news about certain news, it has link with conventional, but which was not discussed in your class, then what you should do? First, initial phase, if you are directly introduced into your syllabus, like we haven't crossed our first chapter itself. If you're going and reading your 60th chapter, I think 60th or 62nd chapter in your polity book, some may understand, but some you may not understand. Yes. So that is the reason I'm telling you, in first phase, once reading newspaper, see the news, and then rather than going and reading it in your book, because it will drag your time, and then in class you will be once again reading anti-defection, and then in your prelim preparation once again you will be reading anti-defection. So rather than wasting your time, you see online videos like current affairs discussion videos, right? They will be uploading there. You can see anti-defection. They will be very simply, very easily explaining for you in some 10 minutes. That is more than enough, because if you are going and reading 62nd chapter yourself on your own, it will take 2 to 3 hours, but here 10 to 15 minutes, that will give you, I'm not saying they would be covering entire aspect, that will give you basic understanding of anti-defection. Then over the period of time, next news, next news, next news on the bearing of anti-defection on each and every day on follow-up days, it will give you full knowledge. So that will be really helpful. After 4 months in classes, they will be covering your polity syllabus, and thereon you may not, you will be having no need to relying on watching those YouTube videos, those current affair discussion videos. You yourself will be reading newspaper, and you yourself having the knowledge of conventional subject. You need not to rely external sources to understand the subject. Clear? That would be good, right?
yes, sir. Sir, I understood this. And my last doubt I have, sir, means I am facing two conditions. Means dilemma between two conditions. Means
Yes.
I am reading a newspaper. I'm reading a newspaper. Means if I try to make notes out of the newspaper, it's getting very time consuming. A process which is very time consuming. What I realized is that, means whether this is the correct, I don't know. I ask for your suggestion. Means if I read the newspaper, and compilations will be available, means in the market, means after reading the newspaper, can I go for the monthly compilations without making the notes?
Like past owners, I'm not sure whether this class was helpful for you or not, because like I was talking, it's like it was like a monologue. I'm not sure how far you have received. Now I got sense of satisfaction that we have invoked this question. This is the purpose of actual class. That is the reason. This is the one difficulty in online class. If it is offline, while beginning itself, you might have asked this question: whether should I take notes in newspaper at present? Second, if I am taking notes from newspaper, then what is the purpose of having compilation? Two extraordinary questions. First thing, notes. In first phase, I'm telling you, no one would be suggesting you, but in my experiences, I'm sharing this with you. You can't take notes. Humanly, it is
Yes, sir.
impossible. Like, let me complete. Humanly, it is impossible to take notes, because we know nothing about exam. We know nothing about the issue. We just have read the news. We were not equipped to form opinion. We do not have critical judgment and analysis. So first phase, that is the reason, don't ever try to take notes. Understand the UPSC. If you're reading anti-defection, how UPSC will be able to ask question on anti-defection? First, I will form some simple question. Critically evaluate, very simple question. Critically evaluate the importance of anti-defection. This is UPSC. If it is university exam, they will ask, what is anti-defection law? What is the criteria to invoke anti-defection law? This is your university exam. Whatever you're reading in Lakshmikant, you can go and you can write it. But in UPSC, the question will be not in such a way. It will be like, critically, I'm like very easily simplifying the question. Critically evaluate the importance of anti-defection law, or critically evaluate the need of anti-defection law. If UPSC asks this question, you should be having arguments critically evaluate. They have given critically evaluate, so you have to give argument for why you are favoring anti-defection, why you are not favoring anti-defection, and what is your conclusion. So if you are reading a editorial, there will be some 2 points, 2 positive points, 3 negative points. I told you, right? Optimistically speaking, only these 5 lines are important for your exam. In some cases 4 lines, some cases 2 lines, but it will never ever go beyond 5 lines. So when you start take notes, in the sense, if you could be able to identify these 5 lines which is important for your exam, when you are equipped up to such level, from there take notes. Otherwise you do not know what is important for your exam, then you will sit and you will write everything which is given in your editorial. And clearly understand, another aspect of newspaper is that you might be reading newspaper, there will be many facts, and you will be wondering how I am supposed to remembering those facts later time. Clearly understand, the fact they have given in newspaper, and if you think you will be forget in future, then those facts are not important for your exam. Mark my word. Facts which are appearing in newspaper, you are worrying yourself that you might be forgetting this fact in future. Those facts are not important for your exam. So only these 5 lines, these 5 arguments are important for your exam. You should start take notes when you could be able to identify these 5 lines. So your first phase of preparation should be focusing on identifying these 5 lines, because when you are moving for 2 weeks later, Karnataka there was issue, then 2 weeks later, even tomorrow there might be issue in Tamil Nadu. Like even 2 days back there was issue with respect to privilege motion in Tamil Nadu assembly election, main assembly. Like 1 month later there will be another anti-defection issue in Tamil Nadu, where there will be some more argument. Here some positive argument, some negative argument. So 2 plus 1, 3 argument, 3 plus 1, 4 argument. These 7 arguments. So your news will be accumulating over the period of time. After taking notes, put a link between these newses, then your newspaper preparation is over. So this is first. When you are equipped to understand what is the syllabus, how UPSC can ask question from prelims, how UPSC can ask question from mains, then start take notes. Otherwise, up to that point, you are not equipped, you do not understand what is important for your exam to take notes. First, clear? Second, compilation. I usually advise people to read compilation. Compilation is very, very important. Clearly understand. Newspaper 50%, compilation 50% of current affairs for prelims. Clearly understand. I'm only talking from prelims perspective, because this compilation no need for mains, because understand the difference. Mains is subjective, everything comes from your mind. You have to think, you have to think, you have to think and write. So compilation will be having very, very limited role in your mains. But for prelims it is objective in nature. Whatever the effort you are putting in newspaper, some prelims related news you might miss. Clearly understand. For example, Hindu newspaper we are reading from Chennai edition, but very, very important aspect, some cultural aspect, some environmental aspect, some environmental act, or some other historical monument has been discovered in some other part of the country, Delhi, Kerala, Andhra, those kind of things, but we are reading from Chennai edition. In Chennai edition, that news might be minuscule, but those region it had become very big. Those news we might tend to neglect. Those kind of fact will be covered in compilation. So compilation for prelims, definitely it will do some wonders. So you have to read compilation, but you ask your seniors. I have discussed in class how to read magazine compilation, because like roughly when you are preparing in last 3 months, I told you, right, for prelims, per day you can complete per month compilation. So you can dedicate 15 days in last 3 months and you can sit and you can complete 15-month newspaper compilation along with your newspaper notes, revision. Then you are more than 50 to 60% prepared for your prelims. And current affairs will be over. Rest some 30%, it is just a convention. You have attended class, you can go and you can directly write the exam. Clear? So it is up to you whether you wanted to prepare compilation in last 3 months or side by side starting after your first phase. Clear? Clearly understand whatever I explained to you now. This is really, really important. This is very, very foundation for your preparation. Clear? Any other doubt?
Yes, sir. That is clear. Sir, only one thing is that means if you can tell the strategy, means you just told that you explained out to our seniors the compilation, how to read it. Means if you just explain in brief, means how to means
No.
you just told me.
Like I told you, right, before your prelims, I will be taking class. Definitely, I will be telling you how to read magazine during that time. Otherwise, I'm explaining right now, you can't understand anything because you have no idea about your preparation, because you are at the entrance of your preparation. You have never ever entered into the classroom. Clearly understand this. So it will take time. That is the reason I told you after your first phase, even I'm not available during this time, you can ask your seniors. They will explain. Clear? You can't understand actually.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
Sir, first of all, thank you for this guidance, sir.
Sorry, can you come again?
First of all, congrats for your success.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Your name?
Sir, Light Kumar, sir.
Your audio is not clear. Can you check what is happening there?
Light Kumar, sir. Light Kumar, sir.
No, your audio is not clear. There are some noises.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you, but there are noises. I couldn't clearly listen your audio.
Yes, no, sir. No, it's here, sir.
ஒரு டவுட் டைப் பண்ண முடியுமா?
Okay, sir.
Like, please, can you unplug your headphone and you can directly talk into your laptop? There will be no issues.
Hello, sir.
Now I can hear you.
Sir, my doubt is regarding taking notes in the newspaper, sir.
Yes.
Sir, தமிழ் கேட்கலாம் சார்.
தாராளமா.
சார் இப்ப ஒரு மாசத்துக்கு நியூஸ் பேப்பர் நோட்ஸ் எழுதனா எனக்கு ஒரு நோட் ஆகிடுது சார். அதை ரிவைஸ் பண்ண முடிய மாட்டேங்குது சார்.
வேற ஏதாச்சும்?
சார் அப்புறம் இந்த மெயின்ஸ் சொன்னீங்க சார் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்றது. அது நமக்கு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் எனக்கு என்னன்னு தெரியும் சார், ஆனா இந்த பாயிண்ட்ஸ் வர மாட்டேங்குது சார்.
Good. Check your board whether I am writing it out properly.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yes, shall I reply in English or Tamil?
Yours, sir.
Yes. First newspaper, I told you, right? If you're actually taking notes after understanding UPSC, it will not take a note for a month. And revision, clearly understand, if we do not have any motivation and sitting with revision, we can't do it. That is the reason you reserve your revision. For example, if you're taking notes for August month, I mean, we are at the end of August, you will be having class test. That class test will be having August month current affair as a test syllabus. During that time, you take your notes and revise it. That would be very, very easy rather than sitting and taking your notes for revision. So sync your notes revision with your class test syllabus. So you can go with that. That will be really, really easy. Because normally without any agenda, sitting and doing revision, that would be really, really difficult, which we can't do it. Notes, I told you, right? For his question, notes taking is not easy without understanding syllabus, because initially you will be having no idea. For example, India-Bangladesh war happened in 1971. Now we do have some bearing. Something is happening. We do not know what happened in 1971. Today news, but have covered only the consequences of 1971 war. So now we need the story. So these kind of things will be recurrently in the news. We need story, we need background. Based on that, we have to write our exam. That argument also will be covered in the newses regularly. So you need story, then your understanding, then argument with clearly understand. Stories and background not necessary for your exam, just for your knowledge. Because based on your knowledge, you can make up the answer. So based on these two things, then arguments you have to take notes. Clearly understand. Story no need to write, because initially we do not know what to do. We simply sit and writing the story. Like 1971, this happened, this happened, this happened. We will be writing. For example, previous question anti-defection. We will be taking notes as like 10 schedule, like amendment 57, amendment 86, amendment 92nd amendment has been passed. These three criteria, these four criteria, you will be filling entire one page. That one page has been given in your book. When you want to read it, go and take your book. But what you should do, you should focus on arguments, whether it's good or bad, how it can be made to be workable, how it can be strengthened. These kind of aspect you should be focusing on your notes. That is the reason for initial month reserve your notes. Clear? And second question, mains.
Yes, sir.
Really glad you started to answering for mains. You are the first person so far as given this aspect of our discussion. You start mains. That is very wonderful news to hear. And one more thing, you can't generate points. That is very common. We will discuss some practical aspect also. Whether is that possible for you to generate points?
No, sir.
You have no knowledge first. You have no information. Sir, no.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, just now we have entered into the preparation.
Yes, sir.
For the period of time, the knowledge will be accumulated as like stone, right? Masses in the stone. Knowledge will be accumulated. கல்லுல பாசி படிக்கிற மாதிரி நாலேஜ் வந்து உங்களுக்கு அக்யூமுலேட் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும். ஸோ அந்த இன்ஃபர்மேஷன், அந்த நாலேஜ் தான் நீங்கள் எக்ஸாமில் ஸ்கில்லாக கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணணும். பட் அந்த ஸ்கில் எப்போ நீங்கள் திங்க் பண்ணுவீங்க, இது சரியாக தப்பான்னு எப்போ அனலைஸ் பண்ணுவோம்? வி ஷுட் பி ஹேவிங் ஆல் த பாசிட்டிவ்ஸ் அண்ட் வி ஷுட் நோ ஆல் த நெகட்டிவ்ஸ். வெதர் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஐ கேன் டெல் யூ this NDA government is good government or bad government? This is a normal question I'm asking. We can't blindly giving our argument from whatever the WhatsApp forward or Facebook forwards, right? We should be having
Yes, sir.
all 360-degree knowledge what is happening in the country, whether what is happening socially, what is happening economically, what is happening in foreign relation. Based on all these facts, we could be able to give our argument, this is good or this is bad. So these kind of knowledge you should have to answer questions, to generate points. So it will take some time. So that time I told you, right, first phase. That first phase you will be having some knowledge to think. I'm not saying you will be getting entire knowledge, but you will be having some knowledge to think. Based on knowledge you start to write, and in your main preparation you will be well equipped, because the books will be given enough information as well as knowledge for you to write your mains. Then you will be equipped, then you start to write answer. Clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Any other doubt? இன்னும் எவ்வளோ பேர் இருக்காங்க?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes.
Sir, congrats for your success, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sir, I have 3 doubts totally.
Yes, please.
Sir, as you have said, like we should divide the syllabus of prelims and mains, and we should prepare according to the months you have given. So, how should I divide the syllabus of both prelims and mains?
I think I wanted to make one thing clear. I didn't say divide your prelims as well as main syllabus. I did say.
No, sir. Actually, you have said that we should prepare for the prelims for the last 3 months, and we should accordingly we should prepare for the mains for 4 to 5 months accordingly. So how should I know that the syllabus for the prelims is this one, and how should I separate that?
Actually, really good question. We do have overlapping syllabus. Why I'm telling you to prepare for mains in the sense, mains is subjective. You have to write more. Write, you have to think. Without think spontaneously, you can't write your answer. So this is very, very important exercise for your brain to think. You will be having good acumen, you will be having critical analysis and judgment. This ability will shape you to write and prepare for your entire UPSC. That sharpening of your mind, that thinking will help you in your prelims preparation. Irrespective of syllabus, keep syllabus and subject everything away. The preparation phase you are entering into mains, that itself will sculpt you. That is the very, very important aspect which you should focus. And mains, you can say we do have overlapping syllabus. For example, in history, you can say world history will be having for mains, but we don't have it for prelims. Just that is one syllabus. If you don't want to read mains, world history at present, keep world history away. Read art and culture, modern India at present in mains. That syllabus will be covered for prelims also. When you're coming for polity, governance is not in your prelims. So keep governance away and reserve it for after prelims. Then read what are the syllabus which has covering of prelims also. That is the reason I told you, if you prepare for mains itself, you're covering this big circle. Clearly understand? If you are covering this big circle itself, you are focusing this big circle itself, this is very, very simple, right? You are trying to jump 10 feet, then jumping 6 feet will become really, really easier. That is the reason. If you are preparing for mains, your prelims preparation will become so much easier. There will be like nothing would be very difficult. Like you will be having confidence that I can clear prelims. That is the reason I told you to prepare mains. Everything is in your mind. Clearly understand it. Nothing is in book. Book just have words, information, but rest everything is in your mind. You should equip yourself. You should believe yourself. You should have confidence of yourself that you can get through mains preparation. That is the reason second phase you should prepare for mains. Yes, your second doubts?
Yes, sir. As it is online class due to this pandemic, is it wise to prepare for this whole year, and we can attempt in 2022, sir?
Once again, this is also a really good question. You think online class is acting as a disadvantage to you, then your opinion is, I'm sorry to use this word, utterly lopsided. This is not really, really good opinion, because I'm telling you, whether class is offline or class is online, in classes, they are going to give you lectures, leave it, and in some cases, they will be guiding you. That guidance matter. In my personal opinion, I'm telling you, rather than sitting for economic class, politics class, geography class, or history class, because they are going to give whatever given in the books, which I think I can sit and I can read it. Because it is just humanities. Humanities, anyone can read and anyone can write it, because it's everything comes from individual brain. But the guidance which I intend to seek, how to prepare, where to focus, what to prepare, how to write, these kind of things, I think even you can get it from online itself. That is the reason I told you while starting this class, this 1 hour might be very crucial for your preparation. So in seeking guidance, online or offline do not have any kind of separation. And rest your conventional preparation, you are attending class. And even in your offline class, attending class will not decide your result. After the class, how much effort you are going to put on your preparation on that subject will decide your success of exam. So there is no issues between online or offline. So it is about at the end of day, like I told you that after mains preparation, this thought you should invoke before 1 month of your prelims, whether I have prepared myself enough. Based on that, decide whether you have to given this attempt or not. Don't ever pledge 1 year on offline or online class debates. So one thing, whenever you have doubt, I hope definitely someone from this institute will be ready to give you guidance. So you seek guidance when you can't seek the path. That is good. But don't ever 100% pledge your entire preparation on class. Clear? They can only show the light.
Okay, sir.
You have to travel the path. Yes.
Okay, sir. And my last question, sir, shall I ask you in Tamil, sir?
Yes, no issues.
சார் இல்ல சார் இப்போ வந்து புக் லிஸ்ட் சொல்றாங்க சார். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்போ மாடர்ன் இந்தியா அப்படின்னு எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா நிறைய பேர் ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் சஜஸ்ட் பண்றாங்க, நிறைய பேர் பிபின் சந்திரா சஜஸ்ட் பண்றாங்க. நான் வந்து என்ன பண்ணேன்னா ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம்க்கு வந்து சார் எடுத்த நோட்ஸ் என்னென்ன எடுத்தாரோ அதை வந்து கொஞ்சம் பிரீஃபா அதுல படிச்சுட்டு மிச்சம் எல்லாமே நான் பிபின் சந்திரால படிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சேன் சார். பிபின் சந்திராலே பாத்தீங்கன்னா 2 நியூ புக்ஸ், ஒரு நியூ புக் செட் இருக்குது, இன்னொரு ஓல்ட் புக் செட் இருக்குது. நான் எதை படிக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு எனக்கு புக் லிஸ்ட்ல வந்து ரொம்ப கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகுது. நான் எதை மாதிரி டிபெண்ட் பண்ணணும், நான் என்ன ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும் சார்?
ரொம்ப நல்ல கேள்வி. கிளாஸ் வந்து எவ்வளோ நாள் ஆகுது?
ஒரு 3 months ஆச்சு சார்.
ஓ, கிளாஸ் 3 months போயிட்டுருக்கா?
ஆமா சார்.
3 months இன்னும் புக் லிஸ்ட் ஐடியா இல்லாமலே இருக்கீங்க?
இல்ல சார், படிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம் சார். நான் என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தேன்னா லைக் ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் எப்படி இருக்குது அதை பாத்துக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு லைக் ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் வந்து நான் எடுத்து வாசிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சேங்க சார். அப்போ சார் வந்து என்னென்ன கவர் பண்ணாங்க, நான் வந்து கிளாஸ் ஷெட்யூல் பிரகாரம் போயிட்டு இருப்பேன் சார். என்னென்ன எனக்கு நடத்தினாங்களோ அதை வந்து ரிசோர்ஸ் புக்ல எடுத்து படிக்கிறது, என்னென்ன கிளாஸ் நடத்தாங்களோ கிளாஸ் நோட்ஸ் படிக்கிறது, அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தேன். இப்போ எக்ஸாம்ஸ் வர ஆரம்பிக்குது அப்படின்ற போது, எக்ஸாம் கண்டக்ட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கிறாங்கன்னா நான் வந்து ரிசோர்ஸ் புக்ஸ் எடுத்து படிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி எடுக்கும்போது ஒரு புக்கா டவுட் வர ஆரம்பிக்குது சார் எனக்கு.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க ரெஃபரன்ஸ் புக் எடுத்து படிக்க முன்னாடி சாரோட கிளாஸ் நோட்ஸ் படிச்சிருக்கீங்களா?
படிச்சிருக்கீங்க சார்.
அப்போ உங்களுக்கு எந்த புக் படிக்கணும்னு உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஐடியா கிடைச்சிருக்குல்ல? அண்ட் ஒன் மோர் திங், கிளியரா
அதான் சார் இப்போ
நீங்க பிபின் சந்திரா எக்ஸாம் படிங்க, எந்த இஷ்யூமே இல்லை. ஏன்னா எந்த புக்குமே பிலிம்ஸ்க்கு வந்து இல்லை மெயின்ஸ்க்கு வந்து புக்ல இருந்து கேட்கவே போறது இல்லை.
ஓகேங்க சார்.
உங்களுக்கு என்ன தேவைன்னா இண்டிபெண்டன்ஸ் அப்போ இந்தியாவில் என்ன நடந்துச்சு நீங்க படிக்கிறீங்கன்னா அந்த நாலேஜ் புக்ஸ் கொடுத்துரும். அதுக்கப்புறம் வாட் எவர் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் இட் டசன்ட் என்டையர்லி ரிலைஸ் ஆன் புக். மெயின்ஸ் அண்ட் பிலிம்ஸ் யூபிஎஸ்சி இஸ் ஆல் டுகெதர் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் கேம். இது உங்களோட மைண்டு மட்டும்தான், எக்ஸாம் உங்கள் மைண்டு மட்டும்தான், உங்கள் ஸ்கில் மட்டும்தான். ஸோ நீங்கள் எந்த புக் வேணால் படிங்க, எந்த பிரச்சனையுமே இல்லை. ஆனால் எதனா ஒரு புக்கை படிங்க.
சரிங்க சார். ஓகேங்க சார்.
One more thing for everyone, clearly understand this. Each and every subject will be having a opening. First, you should focus on environment. Second, economy. In your prelims, I'm just saying prelims perspective. Environment, definitely there will be 20 questions. Economy, there will be some 18 to 20 questions. By and large, 35 to 40 questions. And on average, we can say this. These two subjects will be comprising 35 to 40 questions. And current affairs, draw current affairs without having any direct bearing on conventional, some around 15 to 20 questions. So if you're reading current affairs which do not have any bearing on conventional subjects, some 15 to 20 questions. So if you're combining this, you will be having 50 to 58 questions. Here itself you are clearing your exam. So don't ever think that I have to complete entire subject page to page. No need, because environment they will ask around 20 questions because of IFOS exam, and economy because of the recent social and economic development. We do have the exam of civil service. Our first and foremost mandate is to focusing on social and economic development. So UPSC will ask 20 questions. So these two subjects are very, very important. And then third, in now question number wise, polity. And whether UPSC asks questions, that doesn't matter, because polity we have to read, we have no other choice. So polity, these three subjects are really, really important in your exam perspective. And each and every subject having opening to read. For example, in economy, if you are covering inflation, your 60 to even you can boldly say 70% of economy is over. Because whatever happens in economy, it happens because of inflation, exchange rate, interest rate, whatever, fiscal deficit, GDP growth, investment, employment, everything one way or other. Entire economy, clearly understand this, entire economy revolves around inflation. So if you clearly study inflation, your economy 70% is over, rest will be footsteps for economy. So each and every subject will be having a bearing. If you take one day to complete inflation, the next one day you will completing your economy. So entire economy preparation will be 2 to 3 days alone. Clearly understand this. For prelims, entire economy preparation is only 3 days. For those 3 days, we are spending these days. Clearly understand. So I told you last 3 months, right? In those 3 months, 3 days you can complete your economy. Take 1 day for inflation, next 2 days for footnote of economy. Your economy will be over. For polity, I told you, if you start with historical background, your polity will never ever move forward. Even if you're reading 20 times, definitely you will be forgetting. Start with preamble and salient features of Indian Constitution. This is flu. Understand this, 30 to 40% of your polity preparation is over. If you are properly studying and properly understanding the basic philosophy lying in polity, if you are completing preamble and salient features of Indian Constitution, 30 to 40% of your polity is over. So think how long it will take you to complete polity for prelims in last 3 months. I told you, right? That is the reason. This entire remaining 7 to 8 months, you should be able to identify what to read, how to read, where to focus, what is the depth, what is the boundary. So spend this time to understand those kind of things. Each and every subject has opening. While preparing that subject, start from there. Your preparation will become so much easier. Otherwise, you will be doing hard work as like how to say, as like donkey, not exactly donkey, mule. You know what is mule, right? Why can't you be like a fox, right? So preparation is all about foxes, not for mules. Whatever hard work you are doing, UPSC will never ever care. Clearly understand this. Whatever or how much effort you are putting as like mule, you know what is mule, right? Whatever effort you are putting as like mule, UPSC will never ever care. Be like fox, be like shrewd, be like cunning, be like skillful. Then you can clear your exam. So go with proper opening, you can complete the syllabus. And don't ever try to go for more. First 3 to 4 months, don't ever buy any books. Very simple. Don't buy books first 3 to 4 months, because we do not know what to do with books. As like university, you know, when entering into first semester, first 10 days, you can see we will be very charged up. What is given in the book? What is going to happen? We will be very charged. We will be precautious. You know what is precautious, right? முந்திரி கோட்டை மாதிரி போயிட்டு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பேஜ் ஓப்பன் பண்ணி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு 20 பக்கம் படிப்போம். அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த புக்கு கடைசியும் தொடவே மாட்டோம். எஸ், ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி வேலையெல்லாம் எதுவுமே பண்ணாதீங்க. புக்கே வாங்கலாம்னு பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஜஸ்ட் அட்டன் த கிளாஸ், see what is happening. In class they will be giving question paper. Based on the class, you see whether you can attend those questions. So go as like first travel how you will be traveling in a slow moving stream for first few months. Then take up the speed, and then last 3 months as like how we are traveling in a steep slope, as like how false flows, right? Go in this way. This is actual way of preparation, because ஸ்டார்டிங்ல ரொம்ப ஸ்பீடாக போயிட்டு முட்டி நிற்காம எல்லாமே புரிஞ்சுது லாஸ்ட் 3 monthsல. அப்போ பர் டே யூ கேன் ரீட் ஃபார் 14 hours. Like for me, 2 months before exam, I used to read more than 13 to 14 hours. But before that, it never matters. Like 7 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, depending upon the time it changes. But last 2 to 3 months, it will take more than at least 12 hours to read per day. So it is up to you how you wanted to move forward. Clear?
Okay,
Any
sir.
doubt?
No, sir, that's all my questions, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Before moving to next question, one more thing. Clearly understand, this is very, very important. If you are first generation, clearly understand, you will be having no one to guide you. But you are the one person 100% equipped to prepare for civil service. Clearly understand. If you are first generation, no one will be there to guide you. That is the reason you are more equipped to prepare your preparation. Because if you clear, it will be a high opener for your entire community, not only for your family, your entire community. And second, if you have studied in regional language, for you also, this is very, very important field you have chosen, because it is not only for you, it will be people like you, and they will be getting inspired from you. So these two category of people clearly understand this. Only for you people, clearly see, first generation and people who studied in vernacular language, at present you will be here. At present you will be here, at least think 2% we are considers hypothetically only 2% of material that we should be having to clear civil service, but your fellow person might be having 20%. he might be having good guidance. He might be having well versed in English. I mean, no one can be well versed in UPSC English because UPSC English will be decided by Hindu newspaper. You are the beginning of reading Hindu newspaper, so it will be having some commonality, some 20% guidance. They might be studied in college, those kind of things. Initially, you are here, no issues. But last 3 months, then still you are being here, then that is the issue. So invest your entire this 7 to 8 months to equip yourself and try to make yourself become 100%. I mean, 100%, I know, like hypothetically 100% is practically impossible, some 70 to 80%. Here he studies for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. You prepare yourself for 10 hours, 12 hours. In this way, go. Like this time compensation will overcome this. And if you are reading, you have studied in vernacular, I told you the importance of English. Don't ever ashamed of anything in your life. Take a note or diary. Put a alphabetical order A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H up to Z. Whenever you are seeing a new word, write the word in that your diary and the meaning of it. For 2 months, you do this, strengthen your vocabulary, and don't ever getting jet lagged here. 2 months, don't be ashamed. Do this for 2 months. Strengthen your vocabulary first. Very priority is that strengthen your vocabulary. Once you have strengthened your vocabulary, then grammar, all those things will never clearly understand. UPSC will never ever care for your grammar. So if once you strengthen your vocabulary, then writing, next phase you will be starting writing mains, right? Then you will be having some writing practice, and when you are entering into engineering, clearly understand, we will make you to speak. Don't ever worry about you don't know English or how to speak. When you are entering your interview preparation, definitely we will make you to speak. Don't ever worry about that. And reading, that is the only thing which you have to do yourself, because after prelims you are coming for mains, their paper correction we will be doing you to write properly. So what you have to do is read, learn English, because any language, clearly understand, any language can be learned, any new language can be learned in 3 months. So you have already know ABCD. So just spend 2 or 3 months to learn English through newspaper. Learn English through newspaper. Then your preparation, then you all will be equal. Then the actual competition starts. If you are succumbed in English itself, you will never ever move up. Even if you are writing your exam in regional language, sorry, I told you, right? Even if you are writing your exam in regional language, you should know English. I told you, if you are born in India without English, your life would be completely doomed. You can't come out of the reason why you are being a first generation educated children. 2000 years we have completely been negated from studying. So this is the great opportunity you and I are having to study. So it is better you can spend 3 to 4 months, even 1 year, even 2 years you can invest in changing not only your future, your entire community's future. So spend here, enjoy later. So rather than being one among many, you can be a true inspire in your village, in your community. Clear? Yes, any other doubt? What? Sorry? ஆமாம் நான் தான். டவுட் எத்தனை பேர் இருக்காங்க? No, I can address everyone's doubt. Just connect.
Hello,
Please, while asking doubt,
Congrats.
can you make it quicker? Then we can address. 7 people are in queue. We can address everyone's doubt. Make it bit quicker.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Congrats, sir.
You?
My doubt is, what should we do in mains preparation, sir, and what should we do in prelims preparation, sir? That you told some months, and the 3 months நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம், இந்த 4 to 5 months நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம், sir? Can you?
Yes, definitely I can tell you. I can get your question. Last 3 months, what you have to do? Last 3 months in prelims, what you have to do? I will tell you later, because that is only after you are understanding what is happening in UPSC, the nature of UPSC. these 4 months, read mains, read properly, focus on optional, and important of everything, write. GS per day, write some 3 to 4 questions. If you are good enough, write 5 questions. Initially, writing per question will take 20 to 25 minutes. Let it take, no issues. And then after a month, after 2 months, it will come to 15 minutes. So if you are writing a question in 15 minutes during this phase, you are really good in preparation, because after your prelims mains preparation, we will be bringing it to some 8 to 10 minutes that we can do, but at least you should be ready for us to give coaching. Clearly understand this? So 15 minutes
Sir.
per question per day, write some 4 to 5 questions. Please don't ever get diverted. Class test is there, someone is saying this, someone is doing this. Don't ever find these kind of excuses. This is really important. Write question, focus more and more on your optional. Clearly understand your target should be optional 300 marks. So see how much effort you have to put in your optional to score 300. Work towards that and walk towards that. These are all the very essential thing you have to do. Third, you obviously know. Third phase, you know how to read newspaper. So second phase, you know how to read newspaper. From there, start to take notes regularly. Then which will be helpful for your last 3 months. Last 3 months, what you should do, I will tell you later. First, second phase, focus on second phase and do second phase properly. So first thing, what you should do, write GS answer and option and newspaper. And while reading a syllabus which is in consonance with main syllabus, if possible, I'm not forcing, I'm telling, if possible, take notes also. Because in for example, in optional you can't take notes. Sorry, in prelims you can't take notes, because literally prelims you have to read everything, because it is subjective. But in mains it is more on thinking. So while reading a topic, why Maratha failed, for example, or how British become successful in colonizing India, that is a question. Here you have to make arguments, you have to write it. So here you can make notes, right? First point, they came here, like Mughals were weak. First point. Second, British were so they had a resource, they had leaders, they had technology, they had artillery. Second point. So in this way you can make notes. So this is another better way of preparation. This is fourth, and this is not very easy to do. Only I think only legends can do this kind of things. So if you are hopeful that you are equipped up to this, so go for fourth step. So all these 4 steps you have to do in your mains preparation. First, right? Like I told you, you can remember, right? Or do I have to write it in boards? Do I have to write it in board?
Last. Okay. Hello.
Yes. GS question writing. Optional. Third, newspaper notes. Fourth, GS topics notes. But this is not mandatory. If possible, you do. Otherwise, don't focus here. Okay. Any other doubt?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Your speech is eye-opener, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, any other doubt?
Hello, sir.
Actually, the funny thing is, well, I was talking 250 people were there, but second half I told you asked doubt, only 140 or 150 are there. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello, sir. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And also thank you for giving a good guidance on the strategy to prepare for the services. Sir, I have few questions, 2 questions, 2 to 3 questions I have.
Yes.
This is the first time I am starting to prepare for the civil service exam. It's the first time. And after the class, I am able to study for 5 hours a day.
Yes.
But sometimes what happens, say I study for 2 hours I can give focused attention for 2 hours, and later I will lose the track of focus, and sometimes I feel sleepy, and then late night I'll study for another 2-3 hours to compensate the day's study. So my question is on how to manage the sleep during the preparation and how to remain focused.
Just now you are entering into actual phase of UPSC aspirant. Really, really good questions, right? Yes, one more thing, sleep. Please don't ever lose your sleep. You're feeling comfortable in sleeping for 8 hours, sleep. You're feeling comfortable in sleeping for 10 hours, sleep. No one care about that. Good sleep, that is more and more important at any point of time. And then focus. Like human, like clearly understand. You are losing focus or losing interest. That is actually important. You are interested in subject, but you are prepared for 2 hours, but your mind is exhausted. It needs some break. Then take a break, take a power nap. Spend for half an hour or 15 minutes. Do something else. Go and play. Whatever you do it. But see whether you have lost your interest in reading that subject. If you're losing your interest, then it has become problem. And one more thing, people who says losing focus, if you are having pressing concerns, if you are having very strong motivation to prepare, if you have very highest aim, you think like this is going to be your future, this is going to be your career option, and then losing focus would never become a matter, right? Because this would become utmost priority. For example, if you're doing to do some job, for example, you're going to play cricket for 3 to 4 hours. If you think this is priority, then you would also be analyzing what would be the consequences of myself after playing 3 to 4 hours of cricket. Right? If you're losing focus, take a power nap for 10 minutes, really good. Or play music, clearly understand music in the sense, put the instrument, not the song. Play instrumental so you can bring back your focus. Do this kind of activity rather than going for playing cricket each and every day. And one more thing, your mind is not completely equipped. It's a human mind. So per week, take half day complete break. At this stage, even you can take 1 day break. And later stage, take half day. Don't do anything half day. Sit still. Don't do any other thing. One more thing, don't ever try to watch any kind of web series regularly. I'm not saying not watching movie. You can watch movie weekly once or monthly 2 movies like that, but don't ever see series and those kind of things. If you're regularly watching that, then definitely it is waste of time. Because after clearing your exam, you can sit and then you can download it from torrent and then you can watch it. Right? You will be having, for me, like for example, now I do have enough time. Whatever I have missed in past few years, I am watching now, and whatever the books I have kept in wish list, now I am reading everything. So prepare and sit as like me and then read it. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Small.
My another last question is how to get rid of fear, sir. Sometimes while preparing, we get that fear. What if I fail, or what if I can't do?
Okay, very simple question.
Such kind of doubts will keep coming.
Hypothetically, I'm asking, what would happen if you fail in your exam?
Nothing, sir. Again, I would give another attempt.
Yeah, nothing is going to happen. You are going to give another attempt. Then you have to worry about failure.
Well, I do not know, sir, but sometimes that
Just
fear will just come up.
Anyway, you are going to write next year attempt. Then why you are worrying about? One more thing, don't ever getting this kind of notion. Not clearing UPSC exam is not a failure. Clearly understand how you see yourself 3 years back and at present. Definitely, you are better than your previous self, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't ever think not clearing your exam as a failure. For example, you see, I didn't clear 3 interviews. If I consider myself as failure, then I wouldn't have come to 4th interview. And if I surrendering myself to my fate, then I wouldn't be speaking to you. Yes or no? So don't consider it as a failure. And
Yes.
one more thing, in life, in exam, not only in exam, in entire life, at certain point you will be feeling something let down, some low level. That is actually good. That will happen because we are human. At point you will be feeling bit of complex, and those time consider why you start to prepare UPSC at first place and see what is your priority. Because you started to take preparation, you know what it takes to clear and you know what you have to do to prepare. If you're worrying about all these other factors, then you should not enter into UPSC itself. So once enter into UPSC, then you should be committed yourself to do all these works. Yes or no? So see what is your priority.
Yes.
The priority will decide everything. Yes?
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Any other doubt?
Thank you,
Please.
sir. I had
Yeah.
those two doubts.
Yeah, thank you. Please don't ask repeated doubt. As he asked a really, really good doubt, like that, please do ask. Once again, don't ask how to read newspaper. Don't ask repeated doubt. He asked a really good question.
Hello.
Please do ask. Yes.
Hello, sir. Am I
Yes.
audible, sir? First of all,
Very-
congrats to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Loud and clear, please.
Sir, I have certain doubts, sir.
Yes.
That, sir, you said about identifying five lines from exactly five lines from the what editorial should mean, and what from that five lines which we have questions from UPSC.
Yes.
Right, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Sir, when can we develop questions from those five lines? After identifying those five lines, can we develop questions and link with conventionals, getting along with classes and reading books? Can we develop questions, sir? That's my doubt, sir. Will it be helpful or it will make negative impact, sir?
Start to develop question, you are way ahead in your UPSC preparation. That too, if you're setting and creating question as like UPSC standard, then definitely you will be clearing your exam because you got UPSC's pulse. Not many of us can do that, but if you are lucky enough, you could able to do that. If you possess such talent, then definitely you are one of the very few people who have naturally having knack for UPSC exam.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Any other doubts?
Sorry, will it create any negative impact, sir?
No, you will create a really, really good positive impact. You can understand UPSC question while reading newspaper. You can understand how UPSC is going to ask question. While reading history, you can understand how UPSC is going to ask question. While reading geography, you can understand how UPSC might ask question. So question will be in your mind while reading certain topics. Then you can study from question perspective itself. So which will make your work easier rather than tedious.
Okay, sir. Then I have another one doubt, sir. This question making, is it fair to do in prelims or in mains more easier, sir? What kind of approach I should make, sir? What's your suggestion, sir?
Another good doubt. While mains, you can easily form the question. How they are going to ask, easily form, they can form. But prelims, you understand where they can ask question rather than you are setting the question itself. Because prelims, they might be playing with psychology and question setting parameter in prelims for UPSC is entirely different. So you see from where, how UPSC can ask question from this line. This place, how UPSC can ask question. Try to understand such level. Because setting question in prelims is practically impossible for us. Clear? Because it will take more effort. Because there is a one statement. If you have to ask 4 follow-up, A, B, C, D, how can you go for those 4 statements? Yes or no? Or multiple statement. How can you generate a multiple statement from a topic? For individual, which we can't do it. That is the reason. Prelims, you see how UPSC can ask question from such point. But in mains, overall entire topic, you can say like how this is work. Evaluate this point. Evaluate the working of governor. We can simply finish mains question there itself. But if you are going for prelims, then you have to focus on entire governance functions, power, roles, those kind of things. That is difficult. So don't getting into setting question for prelims, but mains, that is well and good.
In mains perspective, asking questions or framing questions that about something about a topic that is about first war of independence, that will cover entire and after that entire Sorry, sir, I'm unable to communicate. Sorry, sir. My question was while framing questions and answering that question itself, will it work, sir?
Definitely it will work, right? If you have formed a question, then you have to prepare answer for that. To prepare answer, you have to read entire topic, right?
Yes.
That's what, no issues.
It will go in good, isn't sir?
No issues.
Sir, sir, then, sir, I have to ask some basic doubts also, sir. That, sir, isn't necessary to read NCRTs and or while? Sorry, sir.
Possible.
Is it necessary to read NCRTs and sorry, while reading newspaper, if I found a topic about someone said about anti-defection law, and then I just went to that topic in NCRTs or some standard books, is it legible, sir?
Yeah, I answered this question half an hour before itself, I think. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, but
I read now. I'm not saying you should not read. You can read, but you see whether while reading some topics you can read without having prior knowledge. But some topics you can only understand with some subject knowledge. So those kind of topics you can go and you can watch current affair videos. In some topics you think that no prior knowledge required, you can go and you can read. So decide accordingly. There is no uniform approach.
Okay,
you choose which is better for you. Yes.
Okay, sir. Then interlinkings of topics is right choice, isn't sir? Interlinking of topics. Interlinking means, sir, interlinking. Question, then linking the if when a current affairs came from newspaper, and can we link about geography and then historical mode and somewhat that was relevant to syllabus?
That is actual preparation, right?
Okay,
That is your
sir.
actual preparation. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Once again, congrats for your achievements, sir. Okay, sir. Having and good eye-opening lecture, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your kind words. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
எத்தனை பேர் இருக்காங்க? I can address only 2 to 3% doubts. So please, those 3% try to cover the doubt of entire 200 people. Please don't ask any duplicate questions. Which we have already discussed due to paucity of time. Otherwise, from beginning itself, we could have started with question and answer session. Otherwise, we can have another question and answer session. Don't worry. To just only some, we do have time for only some 2 to 3% question. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Actually, my doubt is, இப்போ 2 to 3 months நான் வந்து லைக் கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ் அண்ட் as well as தான் கிளாஸஸ் அட்டென்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். நோட்ஸும் அதுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி இது பண்றேன். இப்போ எந்த டைம்ல லைக் நான் புக் ரீடிங் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி கேட்குறேன். நீங்க அந்த 3 days சொல்லியிருந்தீங்கல்ல, அதுல எப்போ புக் ரீடிங் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம்? என்சிஆர்டிஸும் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் புக்ஸும்.
கிளாஸ் உங்களுக்கு என்செட் இருக்குயா? கிளாஸ் என்செட்ல இருந்து தான ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகும்.
எஸ், ஆனா லைக் நான் புக் ரீடிங் இன்னும் ஆரம்பிக்கல, பட் நோட்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன். அது புரியுது கொஞ்சமா. லைக் தென் டு ஆரம்பிக்கலன்ற ஒரு ஃபியர் இருக்குல்ல. சோ எப்ப ஆரம்பிக்கணும்? அந்த 3 phase நீங்க சொன்னீங்கல்ல, அதுல
எதுவுமே இல்ல, புக் படிக்கலாம்.
ரீடிங்
ஒரு விஷயம், என்சிஆர்டி உங்களுக்கு கிளாஸ்ல நோட்ஸாவே கொடுத்துருவாங்க. ரெண்டாவது கிளாஸ் டெஸ்ட்டுமே இருக்கும். ஸோ எப்படியும் உங்களுக்கு என்சிஆர்டி நீங்க கிளாஸ் லெக்சருமே அவங்க என்சிஆர்டில தான் நோட்ஸ் எடுத்து உங்களுக்கு என்சிஆர்டி எடுக்க போறாங்க. அப்போ திருப்பி நீங்கள் NCERT படிக்கணும்னு பாருங்க. பட் இன் சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ் தே டிட் நாட் started from NCERT, then you go and read NCERT, there will be no issues. But otherwise, it would be duplicate, right? One thing, last 3 months prelims, you will be doing those kind of books there, right? And one more thing,
Yes,
if you are
sir.
understand these kind of things and you are covered your classes, test, discussion, all those things, then your entire preparation, reading books is nothing in preparation. Clearly understand this for everyone. For everyone in online, clearly understand this. This is not university exam. Reading book is nothing in your preparation. UPSC is never ever going to ask question from your book. Understand, like some 20 to 30% of question that will be from your book. That too, without reading those books, you can easily attempt it. Book to satisfy our ego. We are preparing, so we have to read that book. We think that if there is a 10 book, we complete that 10 book, then we have prepared. So we are satisfying our ego. But UPSC will never ever care about those books. For example, you say Lakshmikant has 1200 pages. Do you think that Lakshmikant is the prescribed syllabus for UPSC? And why we are insisting upon reading NCERT in the sense you don't know anything, so beginning with NCERT will give you a opening for preparing UPSC. Clearly understand that opening for preparing UPSC. So what UPSC, what
Sir,
could be
but
yes. So we have so
சார் பட் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி டெஸ்ட் வச்சிருந்தாங்க ஆக்சுவலி. அப்போ வந்து நாங்க நோட்ஸ் மட்டும்தான் நான் ப்ரிஃபர் பண்ணேன். ஆக்சுவலி கிளாஸ்ல கொடுத்த நோட்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் இது பண்ணேன். பட் ஆனா அதுல இருந்து அவ்வளவு கொஸ்டின் என்னால அட்டென்ட் பண்ண முடியல.
மார்க்கெட் என்ன பண்ண போறீங்க?
புரியல.
இந்த மார்க்கெட் என்ன பண்ண போறீங்க?
இல்ல ஆக்சுவலி லைக் அது பயம் கிரியேட் பண்ணது. லைக் நான் இன்னும் ஆரம்பிக்கல அப்படின்ற மாதிரி.
First you kill your
இன்னும்
fear.
படிக்கல. மேபி NCERT ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் புக்ஸ் படிக்கல, அதனால கம்மியா வந்திருக்குன்ற மாதிரி இதாகுதுல்ல சார்க்காக.
மார்க் கம்மியா வந்துச்சா வரட்டும். அப்போ NCERT படிச்சா மட்டும் நீங்க மார்க் எடுத்துருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களா, இல்லை ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் புக் படிச்சிருந்தா மட்டும் ஹிஸ்ட்ரியில் மார்க் எடுத்துருக்க முடியும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களா?
லைக் நோட்ஸ்ல அவ்வளவு கவர் ஆகலையோ அப்படின்ற ஒரு பயம் வருதுல்ல சார் அந்த டைம்.
நீங்க சார்கிட்ட கொஸ்டின் கேட்கணும்.
புரியல.
சார்கிட்ட தானே கொஸ்டின் கேட்கலாம். என்னோட வேலை என்ன? நான் கிளாஸ் எடுக்கிறேன். என்னோட வேலை என்ன?
கரெக்ட் சார். சோ அதான் கேக்குறேன். லைக் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் புக்ஸ் நல்லா ஆரம்பிக்கல. மேபி அந்த இதுல கவர் பண்ண முடியுமோ. சோ நெக்ஸ்ட் இது வந்து ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் புக்ஸ்ல இருந்து ஆரம்பிக்கட்டா அப்படிங்கற மாதிரி
படிக்கணும், எழுத முடியும்னு நினைச்சீங்கன்னா என்னோட ஒர்க்கே அதான். கிளாஸ் எடுக்கும்போது நான் உனக்கு அது ஈஸியாக கொடுக்க தான் நான் இங்க பணம் வாங்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். இது ஹிஸ்ட்ரி மட்டும் இல்லை, எல்லா சப்ஜெக்ட் எல்லாருமே. ஒன் மோர் திங், எல்லாருமே அது தெரியும். எல்லாரும் அப்படிதான் கிளாஸ் எடுப்போம். நான் பாலிட்டி எடுத்தாலும் சரி, கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ் எடுத்தாலும் சரி, இன்டர்நேஷனல் ரிலேஷன்ஸ் எடுத்தாலும் சரி, கண்டிப்பா நானும் அதான் பண்ணுவேன். உனக்கு படிக்கிற ஒர்க்கு ஈஸி பண்ணி கொடுக்க வேலை. ஸோ நீ சாரை டவுட் பண்ணிட்டு நீங்க ஒரு டெஸ்ட் எழுதும்போது அந்த டெஸ்ட்டை நான் மார்க் எடுக்கலன்னு சாரை டவுட் பண்ணி திருப்பி நீங்க போயிட்டு சப்ஜெக்ட் புக் படிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சீங்கன்னா ப்ரிப்ரேஷன் என்னாகும்னு யோசிச்சு.
டவுட் படலன்னு இல்ல சார். லைக் நான் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணதுல கம்மி ஆயிடுச்சு தான். மற்றபடி நான் டவுட் பண்றேன்னு இல்ல சார்.
இன்னொரு திங், உங்களால இனிஷியல் ஸ்டேஜ்ல இருக்கீங்க, அவ்வளவுதான் அட்டன் பண்ண முடியும். நான் சொன்னல, நீங்க ஹிஸ்டரி புக் இருக்க, நீங்க ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம், பிபின் சந்திரா, சார நோட்ஸ், இது எது படிச்சாலும் யூபிஎஸோட ஹிஸ்டரி எடுத்து கொஸ்டின் எடுத்து படிச்சீங்கன்னா 2 கொஸ்டின் கூட அட்டன் பண்ண முடியாது. நான் சொன்னல, நீங்க படிக்கிற எந்த புக்ல இருந்துமே அவங்க கொஸ்டின் கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. நீங்க படிக்கிறதுல இருந்தே கொஸ்டின் வராது. இப்போ என்ன பண்ண போறீங்க? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பிகினிங்லேயே அதான் நான் சொன்னேன், படிக்கிறதுல 20 to 30% கூட கொஸ்டின் வராது. ஸோ படிக்கிறதும் யூபிஎஸ்சியும் சம்மந்தமே இல்லை. ஜஸ்ட் இட் வில் கிவ் யூ இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் நாலேஜ். எஸ் ஆர் நோ? சொன்ன ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? Prepare your mindset accordingly. Get that attitude. நீ படிக்கிறது எதுவும் கொஸ்டின் கேட்க போதில்லை. ஸோ எக்ஸாம் இஸ் சம்திங் டிஃப்ரெண்ட். இட் கம்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் யுவர் மைண்ட். ஸோ அதை தான் நீங்கள் கல்டிவேட் பண்ணணும். அதை இந்த நாளில் செய்யுங்க. லாஸ்ட் 3 மாதம் பட் அந்த புக்கில் இருக்க நாலேஜ் அண்ட் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் தேவை. அந்த இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் தேவை, ஏன்னா அதுல இருந்து நீங்கள் திங்க் பண்ண போறீங்க. லாஸ்ட் 3 monthsல பார்த்துக்கோங்க. பிஃபோர் தட் டெவலப் திஸ் ஆட்டிடியூட். Actually, really good question. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Last person, I think. What is the time? Last one question.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So my question is, sir, whenever a class is happening, I have no doubt regarding that topic, sir. Is any problem?
Voice clear அல்ல?
Hello, sir.
இப்ப கேக்குது.
Can you hear me, sir?
Very well.
Sir, whenever class is happening, if I have no any doubts regarding that topic, is it any problem with me, sir?
இல்லைம்மா உங்கள் கொஸ்டின் மிஸ் ஆயிடுச்சு, சரியா கேட்கல. ஹலோ, நீங்கள் பேசும்போது நாய்ஸ் அசோசியேட் ஆகிட்டே வருது. உங்கள் கொஸ்டின் சரியாக எங்களுக்கு கன்வே ஆகலை.
ஹலோ சார், அதாவது கிளாஸ் நடக்கும்போது எனக்கு அந்த சப்ஜெக்ட் பற்றி டவுட் எதுவும் வருது இல்லை. அது
டவுட் வருதுன்றீங்களா வரலன்றீங்களா? ஹலோ
ஹலோ சார். ஹலோ.
Whether while taking class you are getting doubt or you are not getting doubt. Please do check your connection.
Hello. Sir, good
Otherwise, can you
afternoon,
send
sir.
the text?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, yes.
Sir, இது உங்களோட 4th attempt தானங்க சார்? நீங்க எப்போ சர்வீஸ்ல ரிசல்ட் வந்தது?
Fifth attempt. First attempt after college clear பண்ணல. Second attempt நான் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ண அதுமே clear பண்ணல. First attempt serious attempt இல்ல. என்னோட first serious attempt நான் clear பண்ணல. Second attempt தான் clear பண்ணேன்.
Second இப்போ நீங்க clear பண்ணிருக்கிறது 5th attempt, correct?
Actually 6 serious ஆ 5th attempt.
ஓகேங்க சார். சார் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி நீங்க கொடுத்த அட்டெம்ப்ட்ல ஏன் சார் கிளியர் பண்ண முடியல? என்ன மிஸ்டேக்ஸ் பண்ணீங்க? அதை எப்படி ரெக்டிஃபை பண்ணீங்க?
கண்டிப்பா அந்த காரணத்தை நான் இந்த இடத்துல உங்ககிட்ட சொல்ல முடியாது நினைக்கிறேன். இதெல்லாம் நேரில் சொல்லணும்னா அரை மணி நேரம் ஆகும். ஹலோ.
ஓகேங்க ஓகேங்க சார்.
ரொம்ப ஈஸியா 5 நிமிஷம் முடிக்கிற டாபிக். இது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப நல்ல டவுட்டு. கண்டிப்பா இதுக்கு ஆன்சர் பண்ணியே ஆகணும். பட் அனதர் அக்கேஷன்ல கரெக்டாக போஸ்ட் பண்ணிங்கன்னா ஒரு 10 நிமிஷம் 15 நிமிஷம் நான் டெடிகேட் பண்ணி இதை நான் ஆன்சர் பண்ணுறேன். ஏன்னா ஹரியில் மீன் ரொம்ப அவசரத்தில் செஷன் முடிய போகுது. இப்போது ஆன்சர் பண்ண முடியாது. ஏன்னா இட் வில் டேக் டைம். ஆனால் கண்டிப்பாக பேசியே ஆகணும். இது பேச வேண்டிய ஏரியா. இன்னொரு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கிடச்சுன்னா பேசுவோம். எனி டவுட்ஸ்? தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் ஆன்சரிங்.
நோ சார். Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yes, we will end the session. Thank you. We will end the session right here. If possible, we will meet in next occasion. Thank you. Bye.